Don't worry. I'll be fine. I couldn't help but notice how the glass in my friend's furry blue hands trembled as he took a drink and set the glass back on the bar. That's what he told us right before he went in. We believed him too. That's the worst part. The reactor was crashing, and if we couldn't find a way to stop it, we would all have died, but the room was full of enough radiation to kill any of us within seconds. The human wasn't worried though. He just grabbed an earpiece and told the engineer to walk him through it. We explained the danger, but he insisted it wasn't enough to kill him. We've all heard stories. Humans can't die from something like that. They lose limbs and vital organs and just continue on. They live in extreme cold and heat, and eat things that would melt the fur right off my skin. We believe those stories so firmly that not one person on board was even considering he wouldn't be fine. So we opened the door and let him into the reactor. And you know what? He was fine. He spent over 10 minutes in a room full of lethal radiation and calmly followed the engineer's instructions, stopping the meltdown, then just walked right back out with a smile. He just played it off like it was just another part of his duty when we tried to thank him, and for the next few days things went on like it never happened. Then he missed his shift. He claimed it was just a stomach bug, and he would be back to work before we knew it, and we owed him too much to question it, so we told him to take the whole week off, which he did. Then just as he said, he was right back to it. Then one day he just collapsed. He just kept insisting he was fine, just tired, as he rushed him to the mech deck, right up until his results came back. Our doctors have never seen tumours that fast or such a high number, but the human didn't seem surprised. He knew what the scans would say. He knew what the radiation exposure had done to him. He just didn't want us to worry. We knew we couldn't save him, but we had to try. He saved over 200 of us. Our medical team worked in shifts, administering medication and fluids, checking his vitals every half hour, and doing what we could to reduce the pain. And he still insisted he would be fine. He wasn't, though, but he lived much longer than we thought. Pray you never have to watch a human die. It's almost like they're not meant to. Radiation that would have killed me in a few seconds took 2 months to kill our human. Every day was worse. First his hair fell out in chunks, and he began losing weight. He began vomiting constantly and had to be fed intravenously. Unable to stand without assistance, turned into not even being able to lift his head from the pillow. We watched our friend, our saviour, wither before our eyes in that damn hospital bed. He couldn't even be considered a ghost of what he once was. I'm ashamed to say I couldn't bring myself to visit him in the last few weeks. I couldn't stomach looking at the thing my friend had become. The worst part is, right up until the last minute, he insisted we worried too much, and that he would be fine. I sat in stunned silence across from my shaking friend. He took a deep breath and wiped tears from his eyes. He took a deep, calming breath and stared directly into my eyes, his face filled with a mixture of sorrow and rage. He lied, though. He wasn't fine. He died 3 days before we made it back. The humans are liars. They're not invincible. They just want us to think so. They do die, but they die slowly. That man endured more suffering in those months than I will throughout my whole life. And he knew before he went in that room how it would end. But he still looked us right in the face and told us he would be okay. I couldn't help but think back on this conversation as I watched the 2 humans gather their weapons. The pirates had breached the hull and would be boarding any second, but the humans wore smiles on their faces. You all stay here. We'll go deal with our new friends. Everything is going to be okay. We can handle this, no problem. The effect was the same as the doors closed behind them. Everyone else was calm and content, believing in the stories of human prowess, and a cheer went up as the pirate ship detached and ran from us 20 minutes later. The confusion didn't begin until the scan showed no life forms on the ship, besides the ones in this room. The theory that they had been taken prisoner was quickly dismissed, and everyone assumed that the scanner must be broken in the attack. But I knew better. Humans are liars after all. And I am forever grateful.